It's true. AI will retire you, whether you like it or not. And it's why I said in another video that if you're over 40, then you absolutely ought to have AI in your life. Here is just one reason why. Take a look at this one. So here's what I wanted to do is I had a particular prompt that I used an AI to get. I had an image that I had made somewhere else. I didn't like the image. It looked like an illustration. But what I was able to do is put in to one AI a prompt and say, hey, could you pull out what you see here in this image, the one I didn't like, and then give me a prompt that then I can use in other AIs to get a better picture. Now, here's the best one that I got. Now, I just had to lead with this one. So the image, the actual prompt is this, and I put it into the AI, another AI that I use called Galaxy.ai. It is a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous $15 a month as of this recording, $15 a month, and you get to do so many different things. All right, so I put in, here's the subject matter, right? So if you look at the prompt, I asked the prompt to, or I asked ChatGPT in this particular case. Let's go over to ChatGPT and I'll show you exactly what I asked ChatGPT to pull out from what it saw in the actual image itself. And you will not believe what it was able to pull out. And then when I'm going to use these other GPTs, what you then see it can create. Oh my gosh, get ready to be amazed. I'm telling you. So I go over to ChatGPT and I wanted to get it to tell me of a better prompt to use. So I used a prompt to get a prompt. And ChatGPT was down. Look at that. Attached file is unavailable. So good thing about having multiple AIs is I was able to go over to another one that I use and do the same thing. So let's go over to that one and I'll show you exactly the prompt that I was going to put into ChatGPT, but ChatGPT sometimes is down for whatever reason. All right, so here it is, Merlin. Right? Now, Merlin will allow you to use different GPTs based on what you are actually asking to do. Again, if you're over 40, like I said in the last video, this is why you should be on this, right? But look at this. So now I says, okay, great. If I uploaded a picture, described it, can you describe it in extreme complexity using the follow parameters? And then the parameters, I put the parameters in and it says, absolutely. It started giving it all to me. So then I took this prompt over to various image generators. And if you saw, as you saw on the first one, oh my gosh, one stands out above all the rest. But the main thing is that you're going to be able to use these AIs in a various ways because if, again, you're over 40, you got a lot of stuff. You've accumulated some things. So let's go ahead and take a look. So the very first one that I used was this one right here. This one is going to be through Google, and it allows you to do some interesting things too. Okay, so now this one right here, I plugged it in and it came up with some pretty good. All right, so I'm over here at AI Test Kitchen, and when you plug that in, it'll come up with, it'll say labs.google, blah, 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 right? And then you want to hit image FX. But watch this. I'm going to go ahead and push this in. I'm telling it the very same thing that I would have said over at ChatGPT to actually get the prompt, right? Now that I have the prompt, now I'm going to just say create, and it'll create 4 over here in the box, right? So while we wait for that, think about this for a minute. As I said, AI will retire you. It will. Now, our job is to lean into this, and it will retire you whether you like it or not. So you might as well figure out how to use it like crazy so that we can get the kind of production that we want at scale. All right, so here we go. This one was able to give me some pretty decent ones, but they still look like illustrations because in that particular prompt, I didn't put anything like, don't put this or that or whatever, right? And it'll do that sometimes. Sometimes it won't show up at all, but that's nothing compared to the couple that I have to show you next. And like I said, these are the kind of things that if we're thinking about this, if we're photographers, if we're people in the creation space, if we're videographers, these are kind of things we have to ask ourselves, will this put me out of a job? Will this retire me? And then we got to figure out how to use those things so that they don't retire us whether we like it or not. that we're able to use the tools to still put cash in our pockets. All right, so let's take a look at this one. Prompt went in, and here's what it produced. Now, if you're looking at this and you go, well, yeah, but it doesn't quite look like what I would do. Just wait, there's more. So I'm gonna go over to one of the screen recorders that I use, right? So here's one of the screen recorders that I use. And I actually did the video talking about if you're over 40, you should be using this, this AI. So here's what I ended up doing. It created a summary for me, right? So you see it right here, it's a summary. Now I took this summary and then I was able to go to another AI, plug the summary in literally, and have it create another image for me. So now we took words from video, took the summary that was created by AI very fast, in other words, and then create from that. You're not going to believe this. Take a look. And now here's another thing that your AI can do for you. And if you're not worried right now, you should be thinking about how AI can and probably will retire you. But we're going to use it for good. We're going to use it to put cash in our pockets. I don't want you scared. I want you using this stuff. So the next thing I did was I came over here and I took a snippet of what the video was about, right? So in other words, you remember we were over here on the video recorder or the screen recorder itself, right? And it says, hey, here is kind of a summary of what I just saw, whatever, right? AI does all that kind of stuff really, really fast. And I put it into napkin.ai and it will create an image for you that is, I'm telling you, fan-freaking-tastic. Look at that. I just plugged in this kind of stuff here and it interpreted and created multiple. Now I'm just only showing you just one, the one that I actually decided on, but it created multiple images for me that look like things as if you're explaining. Now I'm a teacher. I teach this stuff. I train on this stuff in the academy, on Citizen CEOs, on all my other different landing pages. So now I can use something like this as a part of a thumbnail if I wanted to. I can use it as a part of a picture on a landing page. I can use it in all kinds of ways, but it goes deeper. And here's some of the other ones that it created. Right now, it gives you an idea. Look at this. Scoot down. Here's another one. These are all things that as you look at it, you go, wait a minute. You mean it made that from just a prompt? And I can use this to now teach on it? Absolutely. Here's a good one. That one right here has a brain in it. Look at that right there. It shows up as that color until we do a couple things here. Now, I don't know about you, but if you're looking at this and you're saying, you know what, this is what I do all day for a living right now for the company XYZ, and this just did it in a matter of seconds, then it probably just retired me. But again, instead of letting AI retire you in a bad way, we make sure that it will retire us in a good way so that we can look at the tools that we have that I just showed you and do a variety of things. Now, I showed you some tools that are in the, create an image space, but I also showed you how it can take a summary. And then some of the upcoming trainings, I'm going to show you how we can take snippets and turn them into whole ebooks. I literally, for a customer, for a coaching client, I literally just did it. I says, hey, listen, you have a restaurant and you don't have any kind of lead magnets, recipes, or anything like that. So I was able to use a little AI, curate some stuff within his niche for him to use as a giveaway, as a lead magnet. If he wants to put a couple bucks on it, he could do that as well. Are you seeing what I'm talking about here? AI will retire you, whether you like it or not. Now, my thinking is, like it. I want to be retired by AI because I want AI to help me remove myself from that 9-to-5 grind so that I can do this kind of stuff all day. Are you seeing it? Imagine sitting there all day thinking up stuff. And it's why in the other video that I had did, I talked about if you're over 40 because you've accomplished so many different things. Life has thrown a lot of stuff at you by the age of 40. And if you're still around and still hanging in there and still got your head up now, and especially if you've been an idea person, This right here will show you how to take those ideas, sit your butt in the chair, and literally create. It's what I do all day long. It's what I'm teaching all day long. I'll create something from an old piece of content that I had or an old idea that I had. Use some AI to help me expand the idea and then start doing all these other things and just giving it away. Here you go. Here, you want me to do it for you? Well, that's going to cost a lot. Or you want me to help you with it? I'll do it for half the price. Or do you want to get it off the shelf? There it is. Here's how to do it. Are you seeing what I'm talking about here? AI, yes, will retire you whether you like it or not. So let's like it. Let's let it retire us in a way that we're now using it, leveraging it to create like crazy. I'm going to talk to you about that, more about that in the next video.